20 football fans who were on a North Sea ferry when a passenger fell overboard during the night. A policeman on board sent a message back to shore saying there'd been heavy drinking and drug taking and the vessel was in danger. It was en route from Harwich to Gothenburg in Sweden, but turned back to Britain because it was feared there'd be more trouble. The missing man has been named as 24-year-old Robert Ayling from Plymouth. He was among more than 150 fans who were heading for England's World Cup qualifying match against Sweden on Wednesday.
The Tor Britannia docked at midday after turning around 160 miles into her North Sea crossing. And the story of the nightmare trip emerged as detectives went aboard to interview her crew and passengers. Football fans were bussed ashore batch by batch for questioning. 100 or more fans had fought sporadically among themselves. Drink and drugs had been taken, fire extinguishers had been let off and the ship damaged. Then one fan fell from an upper deck.
We have information that drugs were actually being used by people on the premises. We have 4 officers who were on board the ship who were on holiday. As soon as the situation developed, they identified themselves as the captain and crew, assisted the captain and prevented the situation escalating to very serious disorder.
The ship turned around to search for the missing man, who's now been named as Robert Ayling, aged 24, from Plymouth. And the policemen aboard telexed ashore. They said the worst of England's professional soccer hooligans had caused the trouble. They'd caused a positive danger to the crew, the vessel and its other passengers. The ferry firm says its policy is not to carry soccer fans. So how did these get aboard?
Simply because we could not identify that they were football supporters. We have a very firm policy in DFDS, and that is not to accept any football groups. In fact, earlier this year we received booking requests for this departure which we turned away. The people involved must have all made individual bookings and then presented themselves as an individuals rather than as people all with a single aim.
A Swedish journalist met and talked to the fans before they left for Gothenburg. They looked fairly presentable, he said, and they were all sober. But they didn't have tickets for the England game.
None of them had tickets. So I asked them, how are you going to get inside the football ground? It's been sold out since months. And they told me that we got inside sold out football grounds before. It's no trouble.
Nearly all the fans aboard have now been questioned at the quayside, and at least 30 have been bussed to Colchester Police Station. The Tor Britannia will sail for Denmark with the rest of her passengers this evening. Arrangements will then be made to get them belatedly to Sweden.
The Football Association has appealed to fans not to travel to matches abroad if they don't have tickets. They say that all the tickets for Wednesday's match were sold in Sweden and there are no more available. The FA say they've warned the Swedish police that 500 fans without tickets are heading for the match. There's been unanimous condemnation of last night's disturbances, but there are disagreements over the most effective way to keep potential hooligans away from matches. Our Home Affairs correspondent Neil Bennett reports.
The catalogue of misbehaviour by English football hooligans abroad is a depressingly familiar one. 2 years ago, another North Sea ferry turned back for Harwich after 100 West Ham and Manchester United fans fought on board. Undercover policemen regularly accompany English fans travelling to matches to point out known troublemakers to foreign police forces. It's happening for the Sweden match on Wednesday. Surveillance was also mounted during the European Championships in West Germany last year. But such operations can't hope to prevent trouble altogether. After the violence in Germany, the politicians stepped in. The result of their Downing Street talks was the Football Spectators Bill. The legislation, which will soon be in its final stages.